How far in advance, or when did you get involved with this part of change management? How early on do you think brands should think about this?
Oh gosh, it's always the last thing that's thought of, but quite often needs to be one of the first.
Yeah,
I think in my experience from working with big brands at Kath doing it through my career, I've done it a few times. Um, it's usually brought on board when there's been a thing identified that needs to be inputted into the team, and then we need someone to manage that process. Then quite
yeah,
often it's taking key members of staff from each division to create a team to work on that change management, work on that implementation. So all of those things take
yeah,
such a long time. First, you've got to get people to agree and sign up and do it on top of their day job. Then you need someone to manage the
yeah,
process. And then once you've got the senior people on board, it's then what do those we would call them super users or people within the team who can then
yeah,
be part of that journey and on board that for the rest of the team beneath them. So
yeah,
it's quite depending on the size of the company, it can be quite a long process. Um, in larger companies. In smaller companies, it's often the case where they might not have identified they need change management. So they might have
yeah,
identified they need a new strategy or a new direction, or they're feeling overwhelmed. And then when actually I've gone into work with businesses, I realized
yeah,
quite quickly there's frustrations within the disciplines because one team are relying on another to do something and they haven't communicated that and they don't know the timelines for it. And I think a lot of change management then dissolves a lot of that and you end up with a
yeah,
bit of a more harmonious workplace. So I hate to say it's about joining creative strategy and process together because often people don't like the word process, but I think that's is what it is. It's making a seamless process work for
yeah.
creatives as well as the more kind of logical process driven people.